We actually live?
And then we're just
Is everything all right? Let's hope. Come on. We're live, aren't we? We are live. Are we live? Can you see us?
Yeah, we're live. We're live.
Oh, shit.
I can see the whole of your thing right now, though.
Oh, yeah, shit. Wait. I need to put the whole of my computer up like that. Yes! Pro setups. I've literally done everything absolutely perfect, apart from do that a lot of that bit. Everyone can have a little look at Peter Piper's desktop.
We've even got subtitles, you know.
Ah, not the subtitles.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna live up to it. To be honest.
So I mean, people have to actually like turn those off, because I'm not going to deny that they're really shit. Like,
yeah, they are. They're not great.
Nah, they just kind of yeah, they just yeah, we go. Look, we're in. Yeah, it is the auto-generated captions, and they are a bit silly. But yeah,
I don't know if they even get it remarkably right. I've never actually seen, but anyway,
nah,
we've just started this podcast talking about subtitles on Facebook.
Trust me, they don't get any better. They don't get any better.
What an introduction.
All right. Well, look, I'll do a proper introduction for everyone. Hello and welcome to another Overviewed. I am joined by a brand new artist who was at one point part of Zyphlon. One half is now going under his own alias, T95, and he's got a debut release on Overview coming tomorrow with DRS called On Site. So everyone, please give it up for the man like Tom, T95.
Hello.
The crowd goes wild.
Crazy in their bedroom.
Everyone's going crazy in the bedrooms.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Some people might be.
It's good to be here though, man.
Yeah, no, it's good to have you on. Good to do this. I think obviously there are a lot of people out there, I think, that don't know who you are or where you've come from, or everyone just sort of has seen this like new name, T95.
Yeah, I get that.
Obviously, to go in with a very big track with DRS is quite a statement to open up with. So yeah, it's good. I think it's a good opportunity to just like get you on and have a bit of a talk and introduce you to people and hopefully get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I guess that is a good way to start. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you come from, what you do, and why you're here.
I mean, I probably started out at uni, to be fair, making music. That's where I met Fergus and Dan originally. Shout out to Clinical in particular as well. But no, yeah, I started out there, and then basically Zyphon was the proper where I did do stuff before, but Zyphon was where it kind of started taking it seriously to a certain extent. Even with Zyphon, our first release was on Serial Killers. Shout out to Harry, by the way.
Big up to Harry.
But yeah, our first release was on Serial Killers, and then we went on to do stuff with Mackie G for his label.
Yep. Down to Earth. That was
right. Down to Earth. We were kind of more jump up, but at the same time, we didn't really want to be full-time jump up, as in that's kind of how we got into the music to a certain extent from raves and everything. But so we basically did a mixture of tunes for Down to Earth, and then how we actually got into contact with DRS through Zyphon was Harry Shotter heard a couple of our tracks when they were on tour with Mackie G.
Yep.
And he basically then said to Mackie, like, who are these guys? And then he hit us up on Instagram, and we then made an EP. So it was
easy as that.
Out of nowhere, kind of like it was really random, but obviously we were like overwhelmed the fact that you messaged.
So sorry, take that back a little bit. So you're saying you were producing music as Zyphlon. What year was this?
Yeah.
What year did you start?
2000 15?
15, yeah?
Nah, 17.
2017. Okay.
I think so. I'd obviously made tunes before, but this was like, and so had Harry, but this was like our first like proper taking seriously like
So you done
we
some
wanted
like
to.
some self-release stuff on SoundCloud or something like that?
Yeah, but as not anything serious. To be honest, the main thing that I was doing as a solo was DJing at the time. To be fair,
Right. Okay.
um, but then me and Harry have known each other for like 10 years now, pretty much. So
Right.
we basically came back from uni and it was like, right, okay, let's try and make something of it. And then it all started in his bedroom one evening, and then ended up actually getting somewhere to some extent. But yeah, basically the Harry Shotter thing. He one day we sent him a tune out of the EP, and effectively he then came back and said, I'd like to get someone to feature on the EP as well.
Okay.
He was like, I'll try and get a couple of guys involved.
Mhm.
And one of the tunes that we made was quite dark, so we sent that over to him, and he was like, yeah, great. He was like, I'll try and find a feature for this, and he came back and said DRS.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So basically then we had one of the songs with Harry Shotter was with DRS, and then another one with Patch as well, Patch Edison. He's a great vocalist.
Yeah.
I put
Yeah.
a story up with him the other day. He's done stuff with Viper and everything. He's really talented guy as well. So
Yeah, he did like
as
an
well.
on-site soul cover, right? It was
Yeah,
pretty...
yeah. He did. He sent that to me over Messenger, and then I literally just was like, "Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna screen grab that and put it on my story."
Mate, I think we should actually get like a whole. He should try and get at least like a good chunk of it done. We'll get like a soul cover
Yeah, I'll
of
get
it.
him to do like a Soul 16 of it or something. It'll
It
be
w-
hilarious.
Yeah, that works really well. Yeah. So okay.
So that
So
basically
yeah. So obviously
happened.
you had the Zyphlon thing, and you were sort of really sort of going places or doing well. I mean, you started to sort of play shows. Obviously, you got some big releases out. And
We
then
played some pretty big places. We played Motion. We played in Switzerland. We went up to Hull. We did Turno's tour. We did some good events as well, which were actually really good. So
yeah.
I really do like DJing as well.
That's where you
one
got
of
into
my
it.
favourite parts. Yeah, 100%. I really do.
I mean, there's definitely you obviously you speak to a lot of people and you have like those like two ways into it, and obviously some people going in the DJ route, or some people going in as the producer route, and I think you can definitely hear maybe a little bit of a difference in the music, because I think that's that thing. Obviously, when you are a DJ, you're making music to DJ, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas a producer doesn't.
For me, and I think for a lot of people as well, like from a DJ route, you're always trying to put a lot of drums in your intro for mixing, and effectively, like I find a lot of people who came from a DJ route, have a lot of hi-hats and have a lot of, whereas people that maybe have come from a musical background, maybe more are on like emphasis of sort of suspense and everything, not so like drum heavy on intro. That's what I found, just different routes of people maybe. I don't really know what I'll go with.
DJ friendly unit shifters, man. That's what it's all about.
DJ friendly does matter. Yeah, it does matter. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on obviously what you're trying to do, but when you're obviously trying to sell records, I mean, the market is DJs, and I think that's definitely what you've captured very well with On Site. Is it is a very all out DJ.
I've liked blending it. Like once I've finished with the tune, I just put it on my decks and just gave it a few nice undertones underneath, and
giving it some nice mix. All right, so I'll tell you what, tell us a little bit about On Site then, because obviously, I mean, this is quite a phenomenal debut. I mean, there isn't too many producers that I think have gone in with a debut release of quite this kind of magnitude, at least being kind of semi unknown. I mean, as a solo producer. So yeah, just tell us a little bit about how that came about, and how you're sort of feeling about it.
I mean, obviously it came about that we started chatting to him through back in Zyphon, and I mean, initially what actually happened was me and Harry kind of made two different songs. I mean, towards the end of Zyphon, we were kind of making songs separately, as in we weren't spending as much time together, which kind of was the issue to a certain extent. But we basically were making songs on our own, so I ended up making the. I'm not going to say what song, but he's done a remix for a really big guy, and that will probably be coming soon at some point.
Yeah.
So we basically naturally just said, look, you've made that song and I've made this song, so let's just take them and we can announce ourselves as our solo artists with two good songs. That was basically our goal. So yeah, I mean, I've grown kind of close with Dale. I mean, I speak to him a little bit, and it kind of all just fell into place. So that was how it all happened, really.
And you sent him the track initially.
Yeah,
that was the thing.
Yeah, so like I did with the first one, we sent over just the initial track, and he said straight away, yeah, he was like, yeah, 100% up for it. So we were
feeling
like,
this
wow,
one.
Okay, cool. There we go. Yeah, literally feeling this one. Probably something like that on Instagram. Feeling this one, yeah. But
and what was the sort of turnaround to that? Was it quick?
He is rapid.
Really?
Honestly, it's made me very impatient for other vocalists.
He set such a standard.
I didn't obviously hassle him at all, but I mean, I think within a week I had like the full thing.
Wow.
I sent him the track and he sent it. Initially, obviously, the track was a lot barer and like a lot of the stuff repeated, and it wasn't obviously built, so it was kind of like a bare instrumental to send through to him, and then he basically wrote to that, and then I sort of filled in synths around his wordplay just to.
Yeah, you can hear some of it, like
that's how it was born.
Like the smoking on the Cali, you know, when it comes in, and then there's that's afterwards. I'm guessing, obviously, like.
Yeah,
I do like that.
Stuff is kind of
okay. I mean, I guess probably from his
those kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess from his perspective, it's probably that thing of like when you get a really good beat in your possession that just flows. Like, yeah, it's a lot easier.
There's nothing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, to some extent, it wasn't busy, so there wasn't like no room for his vocals at that point. Because I think sometimes vocalists don't like too much synth plays in some cases, just because there's not enough room for them to fit in. So
yeah.
I like kind of giving like a quite basic track to a certain, just sort of the melody or the pattern that I'm going for, and then get them to build to that, and then build the track on top afterwards. So that's kind of what happened, basically.
best what happened. We've got a couple of people in. We had a hello from Casper. Hello to Casper, and hello to Jean.
Casper.
I'm gonna say it's definitely Jean, not Jean. The honk
You
meister.
can't see it, but the honk is in the background.
The honk sticker.
That's
I don't know if I've got. I must have some around here somewhere. Wait. You got to give a shout out to Casper. This is the wrong way around, so I don't know what Quiet is saying.
No, that's fine.
Knorr.
That's fine.
Big up. Who doesn't love a good honk? But yeah, I mean, you know, I think I think and a few people have sort of said it a little bit about this obviously this DRS track. Obviously, DRS is, you know, one of the most phenomenal MCs. Sorry. Yeah. You know, in the scene, you know, won a lot of awards, but he hasn't. Seemingly hasn't done like a real like angry kind of DRS tune for a little bit. Like, I don't know if that's fair to say. Maybe there could be people could, you know, pick some stuff up.
He sent me his forthcoming album, but the one tune that's just gone up, I think, is with Spy, and that's that kind of with Dynamite MC.
Yes,
he's got an album coming on Hospital, so that the first track is kind of like that, but there's I wanted to encapsulate like a few of his older like the style that I heard initially, like Contact DRS sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, especially for me, I mean, I you know, that kind of era of, say, Counter 10 and overthinking and that kind of real.
Counter 10's like
the ultimate DRS, really, isn't it? Like
exactly. Overthinking and Counter 10 were my two favourites, to be fair, and obviously shout out to Eno on both of them because he killed them. So
yeah, and I think you can definitely like hear hear some influences, but I think in a good way.
100%. He's I'd like to think it's different, but he is definitely a influencer of my kind of style for sure.
Yeah,
Eno's great.
I mean, so obviously, I mean, there was another point that I was going to sort of touch on, was obviously this, obviously coming from the background of Jump Up. I mean, going from releasing on Mackie G's label, which is quite now to on Overview, which obviously we have a little bit of a different aesthetic.
Two separate names though, so
I mean, it's two separate names, but I mean, what was the kind of like thinking behind that transition? I mean, are you consciously now wanting to write music that is more aimed at that kind of world, or are you still going to make Jump Up, or what's the kind of what's going on there?
As a overall picture, I think I would rather. I mean, I want to say more serious, but that sounds so wrong. But I like more context to the song, not just that's going forward. I'd like to have that kind of feel with it all. Do you know what I mean? Regardless of I don't just produce as one little subgenre. I like basically the whole of drum and bass. It totally depends on my mood half of the time. But definitely the techier stuff I draw to sort of probably 75% of the time. So
right,
that's where I'm
more leaning into there.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I got a delivery. Go on. Come here. What's it? I got a nice. Oh no! Thank you.
What is this?
I got a coffee delivery.
Oh my!
We got
is this homemade or down? Or
nah, this is actually Pret. I'm not. I
Pret,
promise you, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not sponsored by Pret.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this a sponsored opportunity?
If Pret are watching, please do sponsor me. I will have Pret every podcast. But have you still been making any Jump Up recently, or have you just been quite single?
I haven't really made much Jump Up recently, if I'm totally honest.
Okay.
I've been making probably more deeper stuff. I've been trying a lot of dance floor, to be honest, as well. But I mean, it's difficult. It's very difficult. Dance floor is
really
big drums, big basses, and trying to fit it all in. Basically, is to me there's
a challenge.
There's a lot more work involved. Yeah, I think it's a lot more fine picked and everything.
I could definitely
especially when I've got a mate like Muzzy who sends me tunes, and it makes me shout out Muzzy, by the way, but makes me basically want to give up production every single time he sends me a new tune. What do you think of this? And it's like
but he's been doing it a little bit long. He's been doing it. I mean, he's been doing it like 10 years, hasn't he? Like over at least.
Yeah. More than that. Yeah, he's been doing it a while. So.
Well, maybe you have to get around his studio, get in and just be looking over his shoulder, be like, "Oh, what can you? How do you do that? Oh, I didn't realize you did that."
I've been over. Mainly, it's just to mess around, to be honest. Make something funny.
Okay.
So.
Not. Yeah, well, you're not. You haven't. We haven't got any. No. We haven't got any sub focus dance floor T95 bangers coming yet.
No. Not yet. That's for sure. So. But no, my route is definitely that kind of way. Anyway, I mean, techie. I'm working with another female artist as well, a girl called Gemma Rose.
Okay.
She's not maybe extremely known about at the moment, but she's got amazing vocals and yeah.
That's a vocalist.
At the moment.
How did that link come about?
Early doors. I literally just saw her posting like that she'd done covers of some drum and bass songs, and I just approached her and said, "Your covers are great. Have you done any songwriting effectively?" And she came back with some amazing vocals. To be fair, so I mean it's still early days. I mean the track's kind of there, bare bones, but I want to give her vocals justice because
Has she released anywhere else at the moment, or?
No, I don't think so. I don't think she's released anywhere. So.
I mean, I think that's
actually, I shouldn't tell her life story, but yeah. But yeah. So
you're gonna have a whole load of producers now, like, because I think it's always
It'll be like she's gone.
I mean, it's that thing, isn't it? Like, there are only so many vocalists in drum and bass to a degree, or at least vocalists that are like of a certain level or whatever. And obviously you have the same kind of people want to be featured on. So if you can find someone untapped that hasn't worked with anyone, I mean, you're definitely.
I say her name? What a rookie error.
What was her name?
No, I don't mind.
Her name was.
I can't remember.
I can't remember what her name was. Don't skip back. No. Someone said Alexander Thomas has said about Sammy Hall hitting up her for vocals. Have you heard Sammy Hall? Have you heard her?
I haven't. I mean,
she's a Brighton.
I haven't personally heard.
She's a Brighton girl. I know she's been working with Wings recently. Give us any other shout outs for any other vocalists that we should be giving a shout out to today.
I think we know the main ones, but yeah.
I mean, you got DRS. You got DRS as well, and DRS. Yeah. But yeah, so how have you been? Obviously, like finding everything with the release.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super gassed for it, to be honest. I mean, it's been a little long time in the making. I wanted to get it right because I knew if I was going to use it as a first release, I would need it to be as good as I could get it for this moment in time. So that did take a little bit of time. I mean, it probably took a couple of months, but I just nitpicking it, listening to it, going back to it a week later, just making sure everything was how I wanted, effectively. But no, I'm very excited to get it out now as well. So, and it's tomorrow as well. I can't believe. So.
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. We are
a few beers this evening with the boys.
Celebrate on site.
I think. So,
I mean, it definitely is. I mean, I've certainly felt it. I mean, obviously releasing it is one thing, but it is one of those tunes that you can just listen to and listen to and listen to.
Why I like this tune.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem to be. It just is a bit. It's kind of timeless, and it's just extremely memorable. And I've just got this feeling like, you know, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be one of these tunes that we are gonna like look back on in, you know, a number of years, and it might still be getting played. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could be that kind of. Obviously, I don't get too ahead, you know, ahead of ourselves. But it's. I mean, Me and Ollie have still been kind of like pinching ourselves a little bit because it is that kind of you know, a dream to work with someone like that.
I feel the same as well, so I feel lucky to work with him as well. I mean, he's such a sound guy as well, man. That's like the most. I mean, he's so overloaded with stuff as well. Like,
I can't imagine everyone.
I can't imagine what it would be like for him. So. I mean, even the fact that he even gave me the time of day, let alone wanted to work on a tune that and I'm very lucky, put it that way. So I'm not claiming to be some rock star at all. I was just
not yet.
Maybe right time, right place. You know. So
yeah, right sound. I mean, obviously, again, like
exactly.
It's a little bit different to what he has been doing recently, and it's kind of refreshing in some respects. Like he is just kind of like fuck it, like we're just like I'm just gonna do a balls out like angry track.
And there's even mention of the virus, and this was pre-virus. So that kind of gives me the heebies, like at the end.
Oh, yeah, shit. Initiate virus.
Initiate the virus, yeah. And this was pre-virus, so this
DRS with his premonitions.
He's in the.
Let's find out what else he's got on his new album with Dynamite. Maybe there's some more. Maybe there's some more things.
2021 is going to be full of DJ sets and live music because I think that's what the whole scene needs right now.
I would agree.
That's what I'm missing. I'm missing that for sure. So,
I was just double checking. I think the next is Playing in the Dark, which is the new DRS and Dynamite album.
So, yeah, that tune
just to give that a big up.
Very good. Yeah, that is a huge tune. I don't know if you're able to play it at some point, but
maybe we'll play in a bit. Well, I tell you what as we're talking about it, we should give the people what they want. And
let's give it a play.
And probably play T95 and DRS on site. All right, we're gonna go into it for the first tune. This is the one that everyone is talking about at the moment, and it is out tomorrow as well. So Get your pre-orders in Beatport and get on the bind tomorrow. Oh yeah, and Tom, do you reckon you got the lights as well? Do you want to get the lights fashion? Go on. We want to get that in.
I'm ready.
Yes. There we go. Look.
With me and you it's on sight like a scaffolding. Wanna book me how much and what's the gaffholding? You're so unlucky, come and look at what the past molded. While I'm chunging on this Cali, I just back rolled in. And I know it's hard to lose when all the plaques golden. Maybe relax and review the facts that showed him. Now stand up firm and await your turn if that goes in. With me and you it's on sight like a scaffolding. Won't pay. You think that's a prick move? You don't say. Strapping acid to the inside of my eyelids. Ultraviolet where we live, the youth are ultraviolet. Drip something stylish. My parameters fluctuate your turbulence. Murmurings but nothing does the burning in my iris. Hydroponic Blair Witch doctor type visionary. Isn't any antidote initiate virus. I'll take weed in your bits and won't pay.
We are going to continue to go in for the second drop. Don't worry, people. This is T95 and DRS on site. It's out tomorrow.
I can't hear this.
You can't. You gotta put it on your phone. I'm sorry.
I'm like a couple of seconds late.
With me and you it's on sight like a scaffolding. Wanna book me how much and what's the gaffholding? You're so unlucky, come and look at what the past molded. While I'm chunging on this Cali, I just back rolled in. And I know it's hard to lose when all the plaques golden. Maybe relax and review the facts that showed him. Now stand up firm and await your turn if that goes in. With me and you it's on sight like a scaffolding. Won't pay. You think that's a prick move? You don't say. Strapping acid to the inside of my eyelids. Ultraviolet where we live, the youth are ultraviolet. Drip something stylish. My parameters fluctuate your turbulence. Murmurings but nothing does the burning in my iris. Hydroponic Blair Witch doctor type visionary. Isn't any antidote initiate virus. I'll take weed in your bits and won't pay.
Alright, there we have it. That is on site. T95. Thick. That is a thick tune.
I I just had someone say, hang on, wait.
Well, what? Who said what now? Who said what?
No. It's good. I can't remember what they said though. I literally was just looking through.
Dom
Yeah,
operate.
QZB City of Lock was pre-lockdown too. So that's another little insight into that. That's a bit
Spooky.
yeah. So we've had a
It's
virus.
it's a
or
conspiracy. The people in drum and bass,
They're
they
all
know
in it.
they know more. They know more than they're letting on.
Shout out to Dom as well, saying makes me want to work on site. Jeez.
I mean, yeah, I want to give up this and go into piling or whatever.
Yeah.
Go work on site.
Oh,
But yeah, man,
I'm
no.
tempted to wear a high vis.
Oh, you should have done. You should have done for the show. Sorry, I'm just doing. This is always the fun thing about doing this. You got to like try and
That's cool.
juggle.
Try and engage. Yeah, no, I get that.
Sharing. Anyone, if anyone is enjoying what we're doing today, please do give us a share, give us a comment. If anyone has any questions for Tom as well, if anyone does have any questions for Tom, please feel free to ask. Makes my life a little bit easier and makes me look kind of like I know what I'm doing.
And no one's at risk of epilepsy right now because I've turned off the lights.
That's a funky little room.
Good.
So this is like you got like a nice you got your own studio. You got your own studio, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very lucky because my dad has a building company. So on the side of my garage, he basically built an extension, which is now the studio.
So your dad is actually the reason for on site because he actually works on site.
Well,
Your dad owns a building company. Come on, really? Where's the high vis and hard hat? You really could have got it quite easily.
I could probably get it now, but I'm not gonna.
No.
Yeah.
Be an awkward prank. Okay, so your dad was like, right. You're like, I'm taking this stuff seriously now.
I got in my bedroom like everyone, and thankfully I was fortunate enough to have him say, do you want a shed or do you want me to build an extension of the garage? And I was like, well, bricks and mortar and everything makes more sense, and then I could put a lot more acoustics in it as well, so I've sort of built it into the wall as well. So
right,
there's a lot of, I mean, you can't see it, but it's all in front of me effectively. I've got a lot, but at the back I've still got a lot in the roof as well. So
okay, so you really can make some noise, make some noise and make some good noise as well.
Yeah, exactly. I can. So that was definitely.
Dom says shout out to Dad95. Definitely Dad 95.
Shout out to Dad. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But no, yeah, that's how it came about. So I was fortunate enough to get my own little place in the garden. So good. Nice.
And you've obviously been making the most of that. It's been, I guess, having your own space like that.
Yeah.
Just to be able to take yourself
to be
away.
Honest, I actually moved my bed out of here from the spare room because I've actually been staying down in here for lockdown, but for the purpose of this, I thought it's best to take a bed out of the background.
You could have had one of your dogs sleeping on it or something.
Yeah, I could have, to be fair. But no.
So I did have another question. I've got another few questions. I mean, so I would say, like, obviously say like with this and with some of the other releases that you sort of had, then kind of like the buzz that Zyphlon has had, you could sort of say that you're having some reasonable success in your sort of like early on in your career. You sort of mentioned you played Switzerland and played Bristol. You know, you've done things already that take a long time for some people to get to. Why do you think that is? Why do you think you're sort of like having some of that success? Do you think there's any reasoning for that? And if so, or do you have any sort of advice or tips for people?
I think
to do that.
Difficult question.
I know. This isn't just a jolly. You know, we want to find some serious stuff as well.
Yeah. No, basically, I think probably having a mate who was close, not purely as far as him teaching me, because no offense to him, he hasn't taught me, but it's made me think my tunes are never up to standard as well. I think it's made me more sort of critical of songs. I think
Is this Muzzy you're talking about?
Yeah, this is Muzzy. Yeah.
Okay,
sorry,
right, yeah,
for
yeah.
anyone that- yeah. So he yeah, because his production is where it is. It as a reference, I would always see him and he'd play me tunes, and I'd be like, oh my god, my tunes sound like so bad. So yeah, I think it probably made me put a lot more in. I think obviously being lucky as well. I think the whole getting something on Mackie G's label and then Harry Shotter picking it up and then getting a connection with DRS through that is just luck. To be honest, I can't claim that was any form of anything. To be honest, it just sort of came to me.
Right time, right place, sort of thing.
Yeah, totally. I'm not gonna sit here and claim anything else. To be honest, obviously, yeah, I've been working hard on tunes for in particular the last, probably the whole of lockdown in particular. So, I mean, my missus always tells me how pale I am, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but like,
Studio
what am I
tan.
meant to do? If you can get me a Mac that's outside with no glare, I'll lay in the sun. That's fine. But it's not happening. So
Yeah, get a little umbrella maybe. I don't know.
yeah, I'll go outside every now and then just to.
I mean, I think it's like sometimes with the luck thing, like, there's always a good sort of analogy I remember of someone sort of said about like luck is like a bus, and you're gonna have these opportunities come round in your life every so often, but you need to have the right amount of change, money to be able to get onto that bus. So that's the thing is if you're like that, say that message from Harry Shotter, like when he messaged you through, if you weren't producing at least to a very good level or whatever, that when that opportunity came round, you would have sent him through stuff and he would have gone, nah, you know what, actually,
exactly.
do you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
So
yeah.
you've got to give yourself a little bit of credit.
So.
But I do think it's actually interesting you say that about having someone in your life like you're using Muzzy as Muzzy as your guy. I mean he's huge. I mean
I mean I've known him since I went to school with him. I've known him since he was like 11 years old.
Oh really?
I'm now 25 and I was in like.
Well, actually, you're the same year of school with.
Oh, same year at school. Yeah.
Right, okay. So, and I guess sorry.
He just started really young, so basically.
Fuck yeah, he must have. I was gonna say, fucking hell.
He had a tune on UKF when he was 13. So that.
Wow. No. Was he really that young?
13,
was he really that young?
Earthquake or 14. I mean, I would look at it, but suddenly my screen's gonna go really bright and it'll be in my face. But
damn, I didn't realize.
You can see that.
I mean, I'll be honest. That's interesting because I actually thought that he was older. I mean, I know we're talking about success at a young age, but that's ridiculous. That's actually.
Oh yeah, no, he will. I mean, when you get Rob Swire messaging you on Twitter saying that your snares are good. That's something. The guy from Pendulum's telling you your snares are good.
Yeah. But I guess for you and what I was going to say on that, because I think it can be very similar of a setting of when you're around someone, you're surrounded by someone that is having that level of success and is making art or whatever you want to call it at that level, that it's gonna naturally kind of push you. I think
100%.
the people that you're surrounded by, if there's no one around you or whatever that's not really doing anything, and you're just always the top dog, then maybe you're not always going to push yourself. Whereas having that is, you've been very lucky.
I always used to go to squat raves and everything with him back in the day.
Do you know what the secret is? The secret is squat raves.
Shindig raves and Valhalla raves in London, and that's where I met Serial Killers to start with, like years and years ago, and T.I. and people like that. But that was years ago. Like a Shindig event and everything. So that was kind of how I got into it. And obviously he was playing at those events, so I would go along with him while he was playing. So. That's
So I have a good.
Kind of what fueled the fire. Do you know what I mean? That fueled the. This is
what I want to do. This is where I want to be.
Exactly. So.
No, that's really interesting. That is really interesting.
It was great.
What's he doing with himself now? He's just Monster Cat.
He's releasing his album. Yeah, he's on Monster Cat.
Right.
I mean, he joined Monster Cat when they were reasonably small, but obviously Monster Cat are now ridiculously big.
Well,
so,
I mean, arguably one of the biggest EDM labels there is. EDM.
Yeah, so he's doing very well for himself, and he's grown with them as well. And I think they've been great to him, and he's been great as far as getting better with his production and everything. So he's got an album coming out and everything.
Is that his first album?
At the moment, no. He had. Oh, God, he's gonna kill me.
Oh, I'm testing you now. He's gonna watch this back.
I think he's had one. He's had one album before, but
Okay.
he had. With Teddy Killers, Turner, and AMC, he did a load of tunes. I can't remember if it's an album, but it was either an album or a big EP.
Okay.
But,
he's working on
got
that.
his album that he's filtering out like all the guys doing singles now. So
Oh, wow, interesting. He's going places.
As part singles, but yeah, he's doing really well for himself. So
No, it's good. I was going to say, because we sort of said, why do you think that is, and you sort of said, do you have any tips or advice for people that out there to be able to?
I don't
achieve
be
something?
Scared to send people tunes and expect them to say you really need to sort out your drums because they're shit. Is to put it blatantly, like things like that, like people telling you that this part of like your music is not good, or you need to work on this, or you like, as long as it's constructive in some way and they're not just saying the song's shit, like as long as there's some constructive criticism, I think it's great to send other people music and people that are bigger than you as well, and just get their feedback. As long as it's not your first day producing music and you're sending it to Spy or something and expecting them to say it's a banger, then
unless
yeah.
yeah,
Unless you're naturally talented.
First tune.
So yeah, I mean that would be advice of somewhat. Obviously, don't start sending all the big guys messages every day demanding them to look at your tunes. I think getting constructive criticism from people that you respect to a certain extent is really good. And
that's definitely really helped you then for your growth as an artist.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's helped as far as networking as well. Just trying to speak to people and people that have similar styles to you, all that sort of thing. I think networking is really key as well. Obviously,
it's all about who you know.
A myth. Social media is a myth. Social media, but
you got to be on it.
Networking with human beings, so is always good.
Well, when we get to go to raves again, then we'll be able to do that.
Exactly.
I mean, fun enough, we are actually supposed to be going to Switzerland at the end of the year, supposedly. I mean, hopefully, if we have got any Swiss fans out there or anyone in that kind of neck of the woods.
Max might even be on this. I don't know. Because are they an hour ahead or 2?
An hour, I think. An hour ahead.
Oh, yeah, he might be.
Any Swiss crew, we are going to be doing the debut Overview Switzerland gig, fingers crossed, at the end of this year, November, which myself and Tom here will be playing.
Hopefully no corona at this point.
Hopefully no corona. Yeah. We'll sort of wait and see. I mean, have you been sort of like personally affected, sort of too much with it?
I mean, overview. Oh God, I said overview, but a quick overview of it is, my dad basically had the shield. He got told by the NHS, hence why I moved my bed down here. So, I mean, it's been fine. A lot of people have had it tough, so I can't complain. But yeah, I took the decision to move down here because on my day job I work in London anyway. So if I'm travelling backwards and forwards to London, I don't really want to be in there with my father who's shielding. So
that must have been really tough then. Living with and trying to cohabit.
It was difficult, but it's fine. He's kind of like going back to work semi now anyway, so
right.
It's all good. So in a nutshell,
positive.
I think I've probably had it pretty well out of a lot of people. I know some people have had it really bad. So.
Did you lose too many shows or anything like that?
I mean, to be honest, with Siphon, we used to be with Jordan at Outset. So shout out to Jordan if he sees.
Pick up to Jordan.
We used to be with Outset, but obviously when that all stopped. And we then went our separate ways to do our aliases. We didn't actually have anything set in stone at that point. So
So
I
if
haven't missed anything, thankfully, but I've used this time to make a lot of music, which has been more beneficial, I think, as a starting
and in the long run, that is what will get you the bookings as well. So
exactly.
all right. Well, so
I didn't even say I don't even mention Harry. I didn't even mention Harry's alias, but Harry, the other half of Zyphon, is now known as Genetics. So if you don't know about that, he'll be releasing a big remix of a track. So keep an eye on his socials as well.
yeah, make sure you do.
Yeah.
So have you got any more? To go into like a final sort of question. Have you got any more plans or goals or anything you can sort of tell us about that is forthcoming, that is coming up?
I've just bagged a collab release with Dom Operate on a
Big up man like Dom.
A lovely label that we're both very chuffed about, which will be announced at some point soon as well. But no, me and Dom have made a couple of tunes actually, to be fair. So you might even hear it in a minute. So we'll play one more tune. We might well play that. I think Dom deserves a big shout out as well. Definitely someone who he's very good. I think he's got a lot of potential. Going to be going to some places. We got a few releases coming. He was also a guy of Jump Up as well. He was also a guy who started in that place. So he's similar. He's close to my heart when it comes.
I'm
loving his deeper stuff.
I think that's quite funny. There is like a few producers from that sort of school. I don't know. I feel like I've kind of been a little bit of someone that has kind of enabled some guys to kind of cross over from that, because I think that has been a little bit of a trend of people, sort of going from the Jump Up. Clinical is, another
Clinical smash.
Another example.
Clinical smash.
But he came from the real Jump Up, real Jump Up roots.
Yeah, he did.
Same with Objective as well.
Yeah.
And there's a few, obviously, Dom Operate. And I think there is, you are that like little crew, like it seems to be that kind of like Brit.
Moving across from Jump Up
to edgy techie rollers.
Maybe musical. I would like to say.
Maybe you should start a big boy band or something. Do some like, well, obviously I know Operate.
Levers or something.
Operate did that. No, Objective did the one with Jappa and Lupo, didn't they recently? Or is it?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
I think so. Yeah.
I can't remember what that's called. What's that? That's really bad, actually. I should know what that's called. My drum and bass knowledge.
Because they're in like OCC or whatever. Is it OCC?
OCC, yes, that is exactly it. Thank you. You saved the day. Saved my bacon then.
Yeah. No, that's cool. No, those guys are good, man. I really rate all those guys as well.
Yeah. So have you got anything else, like any more sort of like real goals or ambitions that you want?
I mean, the problem with me is I don't necessarily know what I'm going to make till I sit down and make it. I'm not someone that, to a certain extent. I mean, once I have a basis of an idea, I'll then plan that idea. But I'm not someone to pre-plan. Like, I know a lot of people, to some extent, or have some sort of idea that they've written down, but that's what makes it difficult for me to necessarily have like label goals and things, because I would send that song to appropriate labels that I think it would fit. So, I mean, I'd love to have a track on Ram. That would be a dream come true. I mean, for the
there's one
tune on Players, but
Players as well.
But that's more like slightly where I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see, but Critical as well. Like all those big. Those are the the sort of drum and bass top 5 is anyone's sort of Shogun as well. All of those ones. So
okay, well there you go.
There's some ones to
some ambitions
for, I suppose. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You might as well have them. Well, look, should we play one of the tunes?
Yeah.
We'll play the collab.
It's not.
Sorry, was it? Actually, wait. I've got to make sure. Was it Time or Sovereign? You want me to play?
Sovereign.
So I
But
was
it's
gonna.
not called that anymore, so no one ID that because it's not called that.
This is not actually what it's called. This is nameless. Has it got a name yet or not?
It has a name, yeah, but
You're not gonna tell us.
we'll leave it there.
All right.
No,
All
you
right.
might get it from the words anyway. So
All right. Well, we're gonna go in with a super exclusive. This is a collaboration with Yours and Operates, right?
you're correct, yes.
It is correct. We can give that much information away, but not too much more. All right, let's have a little listen. Oh yeah, and you might have to listen to it on your phone. I'm really sorry about that.
I will. I'll be like 2 seconds late, like gun fingering, so it's fine.
Gun finger in the wrong bit.
But yeah, big
All
up
right.
man like Dom.
All right, let's go in. All right, I'll take that one down a little bit. That is some brand new T95 and Operate. What a world exclusive, I think.
That is probably a world exclusive.
It's probably is. That's a really good tune actually, really nice. Kind of like a little bit of a melting pot of a few different kind of like vibes and flavors on that one.
Yeah.
Anything you can tell us about that? Like, how did that tune come about?
To be honest, I think I hit up Dom on Instagram. I think because he made that tune, Life Passengers with Dusky.
Right,
I really rated that tune. I still really rate that tune.
I can kind of hear a little bit of that kind of influence in it, actually.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted, his kind of bass, that undertone of his bass like that. I mean, the other synths and stuff around are all mine and the other bits, but I mean, his that undertone of his bass is.
Yeah, it's really
Drew
sick.
me in with that Passengers. Yeah, that tune is great. If you don't know that, go listen to that because that is a banger.
Yeah, that is actually a real banger.
Real good tune.
We got Reese Wilson here saying he rates out a lot. The width of everything in the mix is lovely. The snare cuts through good. Big up. T95, the Solent connoisseur.
Always.
Alright, yeah, wicked, man. Alright, well look, man, I think we could sort of like just about kind of like wrap this up. Yeah, it's been good to have you on, good to have a little chat today. Thank you to everyone that has been watching or listening to this. You'll be able to get it on SoundCloud. I think we're going to be on Spotify hopefully soon, and a few other places. Don't forget to obviously get us up on Patreon, and probably also the big one is obviously tomorrow for on-site T95 and DRS. It's going to be released, so I know a lot of people have been waiting for that, so it's going to be big.
I'll probably be a couple beers deep at 12 o'clock tonight, ready for it to hit platforms. So,
At least on Spotify. Have you got any sort of final words or anybody you'd like to shout out, or anybody you want to pick up?
Shout out all of the South Warmer Village gang that I've known since I was like 4 years old. Massive love to all of them.
Nice.
You can tell I'm a Surrey boy from a village, so yeah, big up to them. And I'm super hyped about getting this tune out, and it's gonna be good.
Yeah, no, it is gonna be good, man.
Big
it's
thanks
gonna be
to Del as well.
It's gonna be exciting. Yeah, honestly, mad props to
and
DRS.
big thanks to you guys as well as putting the platform on. I love the label, so it
mate, I appreciate
right,
that.
And it's coming tomorrow.
It's coming tomorrow, so yeah, make sure you keep it in your sights. It's on site. Yeah, I don't know. I remember that one.
There's gonna be so many word flows.
But yeah, please do go pick up a copy. Help us push that one up the charts, and obviously, so Tom can retire in the south of France with a yacht, because
with a glass of Malbec. Yeah.
It's going to be lovely. All right. Well, look, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for coming on today. And for everyone else, I'll hopefully be back again soon with a new guest. But yeah, thank you so much, Tom. Cheers for that, man.
No worries.
All right. Big up. Bye.